Oh, recording is going now. All right.
Does anyone have notes from last session?
Have some,
All right.
and then I
All
then
right.
I got distracted. So
I have a smattering of notes that wouldn't make any sense in the context of a recap.
okay. So we started our session with Kaiser talking with his daughter, and he doesn't want to talk to Beatrice, but he has concerns. And so he's hoping that Beatrice has, confided in I can't remember
Nero.
Nero, thank you. Confided in Nero, and Nero's like, why would she talk to me about this?
So characteristic of her to confide
Indeed.
in others.
And so Fabio decides that he's going to go find Chiara to see if she knows anything, which is,
Kaiser, not Fabio.
oh, sorry. Yeah, Kaiser is going to go find Chiara because, yeah, that's a good strategy. Um, he finds Chiara. She is talking with her husband, who has informed her that he will not be left behind. They have other people who can look after the kids, and he chews her out a bit for going out and shooting at strange creatures and getting stabbed and, generally having crazy adventures. Chiara tries to reassure him. She does a very bad job at it. Um, Kaiser comes and asks Chiara about Beatrice's ability to make a fire. Chiara says, "Yeah, I don't know anything about that. She doesn't seem to know how she does it either." And he's like, "Well, but she's got to know." And Chiara's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought. Why are you talking to me? You should go talk to her." She has a great line of, "Like you, I don't like talking to your sister." And she responds with, "Suck it up." So he does. Um,
Because
meanwhile,
she shows up.
Yeah, not because he goes to find her.
Meanwhile, Abby is talking to Scalwag. She's showing off, and she's appreciative that he has noticed. Um, he owes her a story about a knife. He keeps it in honor of somebody named Josiah, who was like a mentor of his, who had to be tragically cut free, um, and was lost because of that. And he keeps the knife on himself now, remembering that one day he might need to be the one who is cut free of riggings and such. Um, Scalwag reveals that the crew dislike the captain, but like him because he's not going to ask the crew to do anything that he won't get off his own ass to do. So basically, he won't ask for anything he's not willing to give himself. The group discusses, and yeah, Beatrice does basically say the same thing she said before. Yeah, I don't really know how I do it. I just do it. It's not as natural as breathing, but you just feel it and go with it. This is not the most satisfying of answers, but it's the only one we got. There is some anxiety about the fact that we don't know about this. Chiara and uh, Abigail are kind of the opinion, well, you use the tools that you got. Kaiser seems to be of the opinion that we need to be more cautious and we can lean more on the light of Desmana. I said that wrong.
Azimata.
Desimata. There we go. Um, then what happened? Oh yeah, we decide we're going to head in the direction of the settlement, which we don't get to because we find Cecilios. Is that how I say it?
There's Cecilio, who is Abigail's
Yeah.
compatriot. Alfonso is the captain,
Okay.
who is leading everyone from the Storm Petrel.
Yes. We find yeah, I have Cecilio who knows Abigail and other survivors. We find out that Isabella is dead, but she did not die in the crash. They apparently had to cross a bridge with I think I have wooden people written here.
It was some kind of wooden and metal
Like,
construct basically
yeah.
that he was describing.
Have golem, wooden golem.
Yeah, there
Um,
you go. Not a
uh,
column, but a golem. I'd rather fight a
uh,
column myself.
yeah, we meet Tommy the Collector. He's got this round top device. Looks like it collects light. Seems like they scalped it off of this golem because it seemed important, so they took it with them. yeah, sounds like they took out this golem guardian thing. Cecilio does a hug, which weirds out Abigail, because he doesn't apparently seem like the normal hugging type of dude. And it's because he needs to tell her something discreetly and doesn't want everybody to hear it. Says that her and Louisa need to have a meetup with him. We discover that Tommy has a magic rock that can make fire, much to the delight of some children and the nerves of their mother. But it's kind of cool to discover, it's like, oh, neat, another kind of magic that we don't know about yet. Louisa and Cecilio tell us that Horatia was there when the narc who kind of put the family in this situation died. He was in the river, and when she came back, she had suspicious black tears. And that's as far as my notes go.
Yeah, and then everybody who knows kind of panics, and they're like, "Wait a minute! So, like,
Yeah.
for real, black tears? Like, well, there was some shit on my clothing."
Yeah.
And,
Abigail was like, I need to tell Kiara this. And then we were like, we need to tell the Flamen. And we were like, who should we have to tell him? Oh, Kaiser's
Yeah.
pretty great at, talking to the Flamen. And so Abigail talked to Kaiser a little about, hey, this is what happened. I think we need to tell a Flamen. And after some truly... It took a while to get there. It took a while.
I would say I learned more about Kaiser's character in that conversation than I have in the previous 4 episodes combined. the mental gymnastics that Kaiser does to keep himself on the good side of history.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. And then so finally we get to a point where we're like, oh, we need to tell the Flamen. And so Abigail and Kaiser go and meet Lucius, tell him a little bit about like everything that's going on. Lucius is like, okay, you just saw a spot. You didn't see actual tears, but it is suspicious that this thing did happen. She's actually going to hang out with you guys, though, as you travel for the beacon. So you can keep an eye out on her there. And then also Horatia was like, Kaiser, you're the chosen one. And Kaiser was like, Roland was riding high on that for a while.
Me?
Me?
You know what? I'm still laughing at.
What's that?
You're fucking dead, you dickwad.
Oh, the Sunday was so good.
It was so such a fun game.
It is delightful to re-listen to. Oh my god.
I just keep thinking about like just it wasn't even like the act, just like every once in a while I'd look over at your screen, Ben, and while your character was dangling through the rafters, you would just be going, oh, fucking kill me.
Because I like to imagine he's got a bunch of gadgets, but obviously doesn't know how they work or what they are, or that he has gadgets. So there's going to be some like shit that happens.
I love that when he pulls out the gun, but it's a carrot.
Yeah.
Everybody had a gun at that point. It's just a carrot. Why is it a carrot?
I really like the way that you're playing with it. You're like leaning so far into it, and it's a delight to hear.
Thank you. I really enjoy the fact that not only do we get to witness Greg as a player,
yeah,
but him playing the character that he is,
mm-hmm.
who's just darling, sweet mother.
Yeah,
is with us, and then
I'm so sorry.
You have
I raised him better than this. I swear.
The girl boss who gaslights and gatekeeps.
The bitch in a 12-year-old body, though.
The bitch in a 12-year-old, that 12-year-old bitch.
Yeah,
that's who I'm playing.
Every character was unstoppable.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I presume you finished the recap whilst I help my wife settle.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So I would say you probably, with all that confusion and it being late in the day, would wait until the following morning to leave to get yourself organized. The weather is cloudy, overcast, but it is not snowing today. And you head off to the west, as you do. The people who have asked, or, as you've discussed, to accompany you. Where is it here? The Flamen Horatia insists on coming with you after having had a day to sort out church, your temple business with your friend Lucius. Wants to come with you, which means that. Oh, where? Sorry, I just realized something. Louisa is kind of tied to Horatia at the hip, and wants to accompany. Of all of the crew members, Alfonso offers up his steward Tommy as someone who could go with you guys. Dante and Nero with Beatrice as usual. Yeah. Of course, Fabio, Chiara's husband, has insisted he's going to come along. So you have quite a large party, relatively. Does Abigail ask Cecilia to come along, or does she push for that, or not?
Knowing how big the party is and how okay they are at defending themselves, I think she would feel better if there was maybe another person who did know how to really kind of throw a punch. So, yeah, I think she would ask him.
Cecilio. Because Alfonso is not in charge of Cecilio directly, because he's a member of the family, he doesn't really have a leg to stand on in terms of arguing to keep him. But they are making organization to get as much stuff off of the Storm Petrel as they can. Although the little plateau you have is crowded, so there's now this discussion going up of okay, how long can we stay here now that everybody is showing up? And kind of packing in. It's a great spot for a few people, not a great spot for a ton of people. But people are making do, as everybody's been doing the whole time here. Yeah. So you head off with Cecilio in the party to the west along the pathway. Are you on the map? Oh, you are on the map. Okay. So I will say that it's 2 days travel. On the first night, although it is a cloudier night, there are occasional breaks, and you notice that the moon's brightness seems to have peaked on the previous day or maybe the day before. That the cycles of the moon seem to run. You're guessing if it's a simple cycle, it seems to run over maybe 4 or 5 days from new moon to full. So now you're on the waning part of the moon, back towards a new moon. And you can tell that by the sky goes quite a distinct shade of green when the moon is at its peak. Where's my reveal?
Would the moon have been at its peak when we crash landed?
No, it was a couple of days before. So the day it peaked was, I believe, the day you discovered the hut. That night, I think, was its peak, as I recall, or the day right after that, when you were on your way back. One of those two. Reveal areas, he said. Polygon, he said. So the little red things are approximately where the dragon shrine is.
Okay.
In terms of things I have drawn haphazardly. So the forest on your right gives way to hills. And then those hills go down into a lower valley. And it's difficult to see, just because of the angle, much past like 3 or 4 miles. It's fairly flat land, but it seems to be sort of generally sloping downward rather than going into mountains or something in that direction. And then we skip the boring bits because that's what I like to do. And then you come upon a village and some, or at least buildings that look like a village. The first thing you notice in the distance is sort of like a dark smudge well ahead of you on the path, a certain dim splotch on the horizon, like a spray of black ink against the white snow. As you get closer, you realize that this smudge is centered on an actual settlement of some kind, a small village nestled between a couple of hills and abutting the edge of a wide river. This place, as you get closer, actively fights the light of Desimati beaming down on it, throwing tiny little particles of blackness upwards, almost like a fog that emanates outward from this place. You get close enough that you're obviously, I know you would cautiously approach, knowing black is, has not been kind to you so
It's
far.
not great.
Yeah, you come to see a
It's
grouping
bad.
of buildings arranged basically in a circle around the largest structure. Looks like maybe a large tent, but it's made of something more solid than that. It looks like it has like a timber roof to it, and the walls have some stone. It is more difficult to make out exactly what kind of materials it is, because it's almost like everything within has been either sprayed with or obscured by this dark sort of shading. But you can see on the approach to the village, even from a distance, there is a large statue in front of this building from your approach on the path, with one arm held aloft. And it's obviously intended as like a point of stoppage, or a point of a worship or acknowledgement or something else. There's no gates to the village. There's no walls to it. You can see that the river, the way the river runs, is sort of on the other side. Yeah. What are your thoughts, reflections, or plans as you approach this little village?
Abigail would recommend a scout
Yeah.
or two to head out, and she'd volunteer herself. And Cecilio.
There he goes. I don't know. Not the quietest. What are we scouting for?
Yeah, that's right.
We can come with you.
Okay.
Do you have the spyglass?
I pulled it out to him.
He goes to look in the wrong end, but catches himself.
He's growing.
Yes.
And while whoever it is may be going off to scout, is going to find some place with a clear, direct line of sight into whatever may be the more open area that he can see, and try to perceive if there's anything. I mean, this is obviously very strange, out of the ordinary, but aside from what is out of the ordinary, anything else out of the ordinary that may stick out to him.
All right.
Can I actually make a suggestion? Could I actually go with Kaiser? Would you be
Good in character.
willing to? Okay. Kaiser, actually, the more I think about it, there might be a chance we meet people. It's
You're
the other
right.
way. And you have Beatrice is preoccupied right now. So just you go and Kiara keep a lookout.
He very solemnly hands back the spyglass.
Watch
Yeah,
it.
okay. Let's go.
Horatia, before you leave, and Louisa come up to you, and Horatia says, "This is a place. It looks very dark, but you, the Flamen told me you carry the light with you." Do not forget the power of the light here.
Oh, don't worry. A little fog has never scared me.
This is maybe it is just a little fog. So the rest of us will stay back if you have the courage to go forth, Abigail and Kaiser.
Can I use something before they go?
Yep.
Specifically, assessing danger, and identifying or assessing function or importance.
All right. What are you assessing?
First, the danger. I'm assessing danger. Is the is the fog going to try to eat them? Sort of situation.
Do I set a difficulty on that, or do you just get to assess something?
I think that it's vague. I would assume you get to set a difficulty on that because
Yeah.
it seems
So
weird
make
otherwise.
me an intellect roll 4 because I assume assessing danger is an intellect skill.
Yes. Come on, roll. There we go.
So you rolled 5, beats a difficulty 1.
Great.
You did not beat a difficulty 4.
Okay.
You are unsure of how dangerous this is. You can still make another check if you wanted to assess something else specific, like that you were like if you want to look for something specific. I'll let you do a perception check. If you want to move somewhere, you let
I
me know.
wanted to try the other one. I wanted to do was function to see if if there's anything that she can identify that gives an idea of if this settlement had any specific function to be of note.
Okay. Yeah. Make me a level. We'll say from this perspective, because you're only on one side of the village. Obviously, you're
I'm
not
going
approaching
through a
it.
spyglass.
We'll say it's level 5.
Okay.
Perception or level 5 intellect check.
Alrighty. Level 5. Function. There we go. Put effort in that one. Come on. One message on that. Voila. Woo!
The way the village is clustered, it seems like it is oriented or quite close to the water that is nearby, and you suspect that there is, with the downward sort of slope, because you've been learning your cartography that you suspect there is a larger body of water off to the west somewhere.
Okay.
So either it is here because people transport something on the river and this is a good stop, or they do something with the water itself, a mill or a fishing village or something like that. It's like, yeah, it's like a one horse town with it. It's all dedicated to one industry. It looks like, maybe 100 or 150 people live here. Like it's not a huge village. It's a little tiny thing. The two of you are getting closer, and you notice as you get closer, it gets quieter. The wind dies down, and as you are walking on the snow, even that switches from that sort of crunching to, I don't know if you've ever walked on fresh like powder at night. There's just sort of like this little swishing noise that you make, very quiet, very calming. You're obviously weirded out because this is something is very weird, but from the sense of like you don't feel like it's haunted or anything. It's kind of a different feeling. It's a feeling of everything having been tucked in for the night.
Would my skill with seeing through deception help me here? Being obfuscated from us.
Yeah, make me this will be difficult, but make me a level 6 check.
I believe in you.
I will apply some effort. Now remind me, because I'm brain farting, I have 2 edge and intellect. Meaning my first effort is 1 point?
1. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, no, sorry. I have an inability. I'm not trained. That's right.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, it's perception that I'm trained in.
Yeah. You get closer to the statue, as it is like the first landmark that you run into, and you see it as a tall, lithe figure wearing flowing robes. And now that you're close enough, you can see it's cast in some kind of burnished metal. Though clean shaven and long haired, the figure gives the impression of being masculine. But with holy depictions, what the artist felt about the whole thing, always hard to tell what they were trying to interpret exactly. But in one hand, held low at their side, is a tablet, its surface etched with hash marks. And in the other, high above their head as they lean forward, is a three-sided lantern with filigree sides and great lenses in the center of each. Now, you know how lanterns work. They shed light into darkness, often magnifying or refracting it to focus and intensify it. But at the heart of this lantern lies a flat black void, and what emanated from it is a great and diffuse cloud of darkness. The lantern has been perverted to be a thing which denies light. As the two of you watch, the texture of the dispersing darkness that lays on everything within the village like an aerosolized shadow, you can see it continues to generate a field of this anti-light, and that even at a distance of 15 to 20 feet, the tiniest particles have begun to settle on you and your belongings.
Huh.
Does this? Did you say it was like a slab, like a small slab?
Where the darkness is
The
coming from?
void. Yeah.
It is inside the lantern being held aloft. You can't tell what it is. Like when you look in a lantern where you should see the shining light, you just see
You
blackness.
just see blackness. Okay.
Both of you make me a level 4 intellect defense roll.
Would this be considered resisting temptation?
Yes.
Ooh. Intellect defense. Wonderful.
Then a skill roll. Success for Kaiser.
Failure for Abigail.
The quiet, the peace, the simplicity, and the obvious hominess of the village occurs to you, Abigail. But this is a place where people make their lives and settle and can kick back, relax, and don't have to worry about the troubles of the larger world, which there are so many troubles in this world. You've seen things trying to kill you. You've seen things come out of the darkness that have done crazy behavior. I would say you keep sort of not running or anything, but you keep proceeding into the village even if Kaiser stops.
Yeah, for sure.
This this place has fallen under the influence of this very specific kind of magic, and it has permeated this space, and this magic is insistent that the answer has already been found. The answer is what you see before you, the dark and the calm.
Abigail proceeds further into the village, and you hear her say, "It would actually be. This would be a nice place for the group." And she just wanders away.
Yeah, maybe we get rid of Where are you going?
I want to see more.
Well, we have to deal with the we
Well, it's dark and calm. You
Yeah.
don't feel that?
No, I do. But, like, come on, Abigail, you're not lazy.
But I'm so tired.
We just started.
We have not just started. We've been walking and fighting and just doing things since the whole thing, since we landed, and even before that. It's just nice.
Okay, will you go
Who
back
needs
and
change? We don't need change. This is perfect. Change isn't a seed. Change is just this. This is the antithesis of it. We should just stay here.
I think you need to take an agriculture lesson because seeds are meant to grow, not go to sleep.
Yes, but we're in a new place, Kaiser.
So maybe we plant
Seeds
more
can do
seeds
whatever
and
we
they
want.
grow.
I don't know. She
Okay.
wanders.
Well,
She
I'm
walks
gonna
further
turn
away.
this off, and he's gonna touch the lantern.
And you would have to. This is very tall.
Oh yeah,
step.
he'll
You
try
would
to
have
climb. Sure.
climb it. All right. So that'd be like a speed check, trying to get up to this lantern that is not really.
How long would it
supposed
take
to
me
be
to take
climbed.
off my armor?
You could ditch it in 5 minutes. It's just like a doublet and
Okay.
bracers and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna climb this. You should help me.
Why are you climbing it?
I want to see it closer.
Okay. Okay. Can I do an insight check? Is Kaiser trying to get rid of the calm in the dark? Is that what he's doing?
I mean, you would know if he probably
Yeah.
thinks that's a good idea in your right mind.
Yeah.
So while you guys think about that, meanwhile, with the spyglass, you are watching them, and it's clear that Abigail turns and takes a few steps away, and it actually looks like she's headed towards the other side of the big tent, like almost like she's looking for an entrance, but not with any urgency whatsoever. It's just sort of this, like, like she's window shopping.
Okay.
And Horatia and Cecilio start to have a quick conversation, and Horatia says something is moving at the other end of the village. It is swirling darkness or something. We are going to go take care of it. And Cecilio draws his bright blade, and she pulls out her staff, and the staff lights, and you watch as what else is with you? As Luisa is kind of like between two. She's like looking at you. She's going, "What is going on in there? What is he trying to do?" And Fabio looks at you and he goes, "We are going to deal with the problem, my dear. Okay?"
Yeah, okay.
Was the green blade you have, right?
I have arrows.
You have arrows. I don't know how to use arrows. Someone have a green blade? Tommy he fishes through his thing, and he pulls out a very nicely wrapped honed blade, and he goes, "I don't tell anyone else. Got one here, one there."
Thank you. Let's go
You
help him
can
out.
you keep that if you need to keep that, but do like them. They're nice. They're pretty.
We can certainly find something beautiful for your collection to make up for it if we need to.
All right, all right. Um, do you go with your husband, or do you keep an eye on your two compatriots?
Oh, I'm so torn on that one because nah, she'd stick with. She's a family woman. She would stick with her husband.
All right. So you start
I
to
know
head
that
off.
might lead to something bad, but she's gonna stick with him.
Anything could lead to something bad here. With whom
Yeah.
do you leave the spyglass? Because you don't really need the spyglass where you're going.
Yeah, no, I leave it there.
With who?
Tommy.
All right. Tommy goes, "Oh, this is nice. We had one, but it cracked when we crashed the petrol. Well, this one's good. It's a little longer than mine. Okay,
Consider it collateral.
it's good. Right. All right. Right. Nice. What am I looking at? Why is he trying to? He's trying to climb the statue.
Oh my god. Okay. No, let's go.
As you head off, Horatia is not making any secret about what she's pursuing, and then you realize that somewhere between like there's a bunch of like stacked wood for firewood, and kind of then you realize that you're coming around to parts where people work on like repairing boats, and not large ones, just like canoes and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of like workbenches and things. There's black shadows kind of dancing and then clustering up and splitting apart, kind of whirling around, and they were coming your way, but as she like is charging forward from the light, each time she like swings the light around, they kind of go underneath things and duck in, but they don't leave. They're like kind of deking and dodging you.
Got it. Okay. Amore,
Just waiting for
be
Ben to come
careful.
back.
Don't get near the shadows.
We don't get near the shadows, and the shadows are going to sneak up on us later. Don't we want to? Isn't this what this is good? He kind of wiggles the blade around. He goes, "Isn't this what this is good for?"
Yes. Just mm, nasty experiences. So just be. And I give his hand a squeeze. Be so
Okay.
careful.
Make me a level 3 perception check.
Hey. Do I have anything in perception? No, it's all just identifying stuff. All right, cool. Level 3. You. I'm gonna.
I think you're muted.
Me?
You cut. I was just saying you cut out there, Greg.
Oh, I said I read that Lily may have to poop, which is unfortunate because that could take as long as it takes.
Woo!
Yeah.
Dogs. Success.
Yay!
You spot sort of as she's trying to like Horatia is and Cecilio are trying to figure out how to box these things in, but they also don't really they can't fly over your heads. But they seem to be able to pass through very narrow spots and like duck underneath things and kind of momentarily you lose picture. But with your perception, you realize that a bunch of them have kind of clustered up underneath like a little lean-to, and that all of these shadows are hanging out together. So you could get a first shot off it.
You get okay. Like there's a bunch
They're
of them
about 30
together.
they're about 30 feet away from you, and a bunch of them have kind of all tucked up under this one spot.
Okay. Is the way clear for us if we need to like scatter? Like, are we
Exfiltrate? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get out of here.
Exfiltrate. All right. I'm gonna point that out to Fabio. Right. Well, we might be able to get a bunch of them out all at once. And I'm gonna pull out one of my arrows and make sure that he's got his blade ready. And shoot.
I'm ready. Yeah, fire away.
Let's go. And my bow. Oh yeah, I have my axe. I forgot I had my axe.
But you have the Viridian axe?
I do have the Viridian axe. I forgot I have
Very
that
nice.
axe. Yes. Come on. Sorry. Roll20 is being a bitch. Let's try that again. Do I know the difficulty?
Actually, the difficulty. No, you don't. It's
Okay.
kind of dependent on
All
how much
right.
damage you do. As strange
And
as this
effort.
is.
I'll put in a little effort because I can. Submit.
Probably look at the book instead of trying to do it from memory.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Do
Oh
I
dear.
have just a second. Second. I feel like that might be one that's worth.
Reroll.
I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do an XP on that one. I get the GM intrusion no matter what.
Yeah, the intrusion still happens.
No, let's find out what the story does.
All right. The the arrow sails through and leaves like a crackling green trail through these things, and then they all burst out and split out, and then swarm back around you and your husband. And you hear what sounds like the tone is of a scream, but it comes out as a whisper, as though there is no air to push.
Oh my god, that's so creepy.
They do 4 points of damage to you.
Okay.
From your speed pool, ignoring your armor if you
Shit,
have any.
really?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, how much did that? Okay, no, I'm still up. I am not hindered yet. But then.
Not hindered yet. As that happens, Fabio calls out and he slashes away at one, and it's as though the blade like picks one out like fabric and yanks it out of this group that has swarmed around you, and he yanks it out, it slices it in half and it dissipates into nothing. That's his move, his counterattack.
Okay, cool.
We are going to roll a d6 to see if his blade maintains. It still glows green.
Thank you,
So individually, these things are super weak, but as a swarm, they are much more powerful. As you get this happening, you hear Cecilio go, "Here, this doesn't look right," and he jumps forward and he slashes with his blade across underneath a table, and you see the light of Desimata. It, instead of cutting through it, it bursts and burns one of them away. But a whole bunch swarm out from underneath where he was cutting, and they go and they group around Horatia and dive onto her as she is trying to find what the heck is going on.
Okay.
Meanwhile, this is at the other edge of the village. You guys can't see this happening.
Okay. I think what Abigail has done is that she's going to move towards Kaiser. She's wandered far enough away, I think, that she turns back when she realizes what it is he's doing. But she's moving really sluggishly, kind of like she's half asleep. And so she's whatever he's going to do, he's going to do what he's going to do well before Sheik even gets there.
All right. Level 4 speed task to climb this thing.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. No way she's going to be able to climb that.
Level 4. I've got no edge, but I really want to do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it. Oh.
Oh.
Can I spend an XP to reroll?
Of course.
Yay!
Yes!
That is well worth it.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. You get up to the top of this thing, and you see that this was originally made to have some kind of illumination, whether it was magical or not. But the lid of it was originally meant to come off so that it could be serviced or whatever. So you get all the way up, and you don't have to make an additional check to flip the lid open. You look into nothing, utter blackness. And as much as you thought that this would scare you, it also reminds you that there is some solace in silence. There's always this thread of comfort with this sort of strange phenomena. I will give you a minor effect, is that without using the light of Desimata directly, you will not be able to resist this for more than a round or two.
Okay.
Abigail, you return to see Kaiser staring. You finally come back around sort of the corner and get up underneath him, and he is perched over top of this open lantern, and there is this mist that is coming up and wrapping around his head and then trailing upwards, almost like he's in like a black flame.
Kaiser?
There's a poof of it as he speaks. Yeah?
Are you okay?
I think I'm gonna be okay.
Okay, come down. You're gonna let out the dark and the calm.
It's already coming out. What are you talking about?
And Abigail is gonna start attempting to climb up to where he is.
You should come see this.
Level 4 speed check from Abigail to try and get up this statue that wasn't really meant to be climbed upon.
She wants to get there, so she'll put in a little.
Bart Simpson will do it, and damn it, so help me.
Yeah. You get up behind him, and you are already well under the influence of this idea. What does Kaiser do at this moment? Because you feel Abigail's hand, like, not trying to pull you off, but like she grabs you because you're the thing at the top and kind of like supports herself on you, and her head appears beside you.
Near, like, simultaneously, he's going to slide back, because I imagine he's got it in like his bag or something.
Somewhere handy, yeah.
The reservoir that has the light, the liquid light in it. And he's going to hit two of his fingers into it. And as he does so, he is going to stick his hand into the nothingness in an attempt to, one, drain it of its energy, but in a way that would not leave a vacuum.
So you're the hand that has the light on it, you're pushing into this darkness. Same hand?
He basically wants to pull... No, he's using one hand into the lantern.
Okay.
The other hand into his bag, whatever.
Okay, so he's trying to Indiana Jones this thing?
Yeah, he's trying to use himself as a conduit between the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say this is a level 6 intellect check. Okay. But because you are in contact with the light, that is an asset for you.
Okay. Is this intellect defense at all?
Yes.
And is it resisting temptation?
Yes.
Cool. And the difficulty was what?
6 to start. 2 assets you have should take you down to 4.
Yes, and then I will apply effort, reducing that to 3. Yo.
18. Very nice. This this conduit that you have formed, that your acceptance of both the contact with the light and the dark, you gain. First of all, you move the light through your body, and your other hand, as it drains out of the reservoir, your other hand lights up, and this darkness burns away particle by particle, and the light begins to spread. It does so very quickly, but in the few moments that seem to stretch out in your mind, for the first time, you see the relationship between the light and the dark that has gone on for thousands and thousands of years. And there is a argument, a struggle, a point counterpoint that keeps getting presented one way or another. Neither of these things is good or bad inherently. They, of course, both believe they are correct. But there is a movement for all things to be aligned and dynamic and conquering and burned by the light of the sun into exaltation. And there is this counter argument that every night we must rest and recharge and find peace and not raise our hands against others who are not like us, that we must sometimes lay down. We must all recharge ourselves for a time. And you can see in that instant that both of those arguments can go so far out and polarized that there is this gulf of chaos between them. And then as the blackness dissipates, the dark, like water evaporating in a pan placed above a roaring fire, the dark and dim corners of the place alight under the daytime sun. And you are revealed to be in the midst of a quaint and cozy village situated around this massive common hall. Even the smells of the place seem to have woken up in that instant as the scent of fish and salt and hops all hits your nostrils at the same time. On the other side of the city, you watch as this darkness, like a shockwave, gets pushed away. And as Horatia is trying to box these things in around her and corral them with her staff, all of a sudden they get swept away as if by a wind and thrown outside of the borders of the village and scattered about as the light, now from the lantern and the statue, glows over the village. You no longer have the desire to have a nap, Abigail. As a matter of fact, you feel a bit embarrassed that was so high on your list of priorities.
Abigail blinks, shakes her head from the fog. Kind of looks where her and Kaiser are standing. How did we get up here? What happened?
Kaiser's actually on the ground. His body's smoking.
Oh God! Abigail scrambles down immediately and goes to him.
As you do, you notice that the one side of him that had touched whatever it was in his bag. The skin has peeled back from his fingertips, and he has these radiation burns with flecks of gold light, kind of throbbing, almost painful looking, actually painful looking. And that same fog that once filled this area seems to be kind of married to the skin of his other arm. His fingernails are pitch black.
That is so cool. Is what Lauren says. What Abigail says is, "Oh, that's not good."
You hear
Imagine
heavy
Abigail.
footsteps, multiple heavy footsteps, like running up behind you from outside the village. The first one to arrive is Louisa, cousin Louisa, and she goes, What is happening? What has he done? Tommy said he fell, but there was a flash, like a a flash of black. You did not describe it well, Tommy. Tommy goes, I only know what I saw her, and I saw her. I saw the light and the dark.
And Abigail is trying to wrap her mind around the fogginess that was her mind up until a few moments ago. She goes, there was something in the. She points to the lantern. That was black. He reached up and grabbed it, and I don't know what he did, and now he looks like this. Kaiser, are you awake? And she goes to like check his pulse and see if he's alive even.
There's definitely blood flow. There's definitely, and he's breathing. It's just
okay.
I don't know. Have you ever seen somebody just get absolutely thrashed and you're like, oh fuck, that looks like that hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
His body kind of looks like that.
Oh,
just as the creatures were pushed away by a wave, I imagine he was pushed off of the statue and flung a bit. So
yeah.
he definitely looks like he's not stirring in the way you would hope, but he is breathing.
Okay. Abigail looks up at the group and she goes, I'm used to making wounds, not healing them. Does anyone have a...
Louisa drops to her knees and she starts talking to herself, and she reaches in and she has a little, it's like a little metal globe, and she just turns it a little bit, and there's little holes, almost like an incense holder, little holes in it, and the light comes out, and she catches it with her hand, and she closes it back up again, and she very like hesitantly reaches out to the black side of Kaiser, seeing that both sides are hurt, but knowing that she trusts the light more. She looks at, she goes, maybe if I clear the darkness. Puts her hand down on the side of his chest that has the blackness. You can take a recovery roll, Kaiser.
As she does, his burned hand lunges and attempts to grab her wrist. He says, No, sometimes it's okay to rest.
She pulls her hand back. She goes, but... And she looks at like both sides of it. She goes, you are in a pain. Yes? Or no?
He very slowly sits up. Yes, but also no. But yes, like this hurts a lot. But it lets me know that I'm still alive and awake. But also rest is good sometimes. And he looks to Abigail. Sometimes the seed needs to not bake in the sun all the time. But now is the time to grow. We rest late.
Abigail vaguely remembers talking about a seed. She blinks and she, whatever you say, I'm just glad you're not dead.
Thank you for making sure I'm not dead. And you too, Louisa.
Louisa has like a sheen of gold on her palm, and she goes, "Are you sure this is the way you want to be for now?"
Yes. I have felt firsthand. And he holds up his hand and gives like a wry smile.
And possibly secondhand.
Well, that one feels like it's asleep. But not like in a, like, when you sit for so long and then it's like, oh, that doesn't feel too bad. And then you do it for too long and then it feels like you're getting the pokey stabs. It's not like that. It's peaceful.
She takes the reservoir that she has and she wraps her hand back around it and she squeezes it hard. He has conserved that magic and placed it back in its reservoir and closes it up, and her hand returns to normal. She goes, "You will come to the light in your own time, like we all do."
Oh,
It
yes.
is,
Light
it
is
is a
alive.
yes. It's very common for Louisa to engage in persuasive arguments, but she really doesn't tell people what to believe, and that hasn't changed since she got here. Um, and she stands up and she dusts the snow off. Um, Over on the other side, your husband goes and looks at you. Fabio looks at you. He goes, "Okay, that ended abruptly. Should we figure out what? Because I don't think you and your arrow did any. And I'm
No.
confused."
I'm gonna grab his hand again and just keep walking, like looking around. That has to be something with this light. Light is what I'm gonna look at Horatia. What's going on with her?
Um, she has looked around at the dispersing shadows. She quickly checks in with Cecilio and looks at his blade to make sure it is still lit. Um, and she looks around and she goes, "The light is back in the village. And if I had to make it a guess, he's Kaiser, or he
Indeed.
is the one who is destined to bring it the light."
Right. Let's go see what happened with that.
Yes, well, we don't have this problem with this strange, what do we call these? Shades?
Sure. And yeah, she's holding on to Fabio pretty tight, and she just really kind of wants to get away from this place and find out what the fuck happened. So she's trying to head towards the lantern where she saw Fabio or Kaiser was climbing.
Indeed. I thought I had something for the village that was kind of cool, and now I gotta go look it up. Is it in my downloads, and I didn't put it in my dock?
While you do that, these chips I ate are too hot. And I'm a baby. I'll be right back.
Do we want to do a 10-minute break?
uh, we'll see how long it takes to get back.
Eh.
'Cause I wanna find my. What? There. Too large because it's probably a video file. Ooh, all right. Not even that. That's it's a well, it's close enough. It's a different version of I thought I would download it. Looks a little something like that. Cute.
Ooh,
Aw,
I'd want to go there.
heck yeah. It looks cozy.
Reminds me of the North Pole.
Emerging from the tent, or
I'm
the
not
big
joking.
building.
The roof of my mouth is swollen. These chips are so fucking hot.
Oh no.
Are they hot, or are you allergic to them?
Maybe you
Both,
have geographic tongue.
probably.
Two women looking sleepy, for lack of a better description, walk out of the building that is tent shaped, but much larger than a tent, sort of like maybe a common house or something else. The first is thin blonde woman with a very stern expression on her face, and the other is a round-faced, brown-haired woman with piercing blue eyes. The first one looks and says a bunch of things that sounds like Yorgin Yamin Lorgarai. She does not appear happy. She
Are they
has a certain
Sims?
expression on her face. Yeah, it's like talking to the Sims.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Hello?
Yormek, Yandre,
Um, uh, Chiara, and gonna kind of point to them.
he points to the blonde woman, points to herself. She goes, Mjol, Yarkim. And she kind of points to like she gestures around. Nunir.
Numir. Numir. Oh, okay.
And then she points to the woman beside her and she goes, Yari.
Yari. And what was the first woman's name?
Mjol. It would be Mjoll if you want to get technical.
Oh, I
And
gotta.
the
It's a
second
letter.
woman?
The second woman is Yari. Yari. So I
Okay.
suppose it could be Jari. Um,
Kaiser says, "I keep them talking. It's starting to make sense. Why do I sound like August?"
What do you mean it's starting to make sense? Is this a language you know?
No, it's just if you listen to it for a while, it just makes sense.
Okay. Is there anyone else? And I'm gonna kind of like point how there's a bunch of other people and then point to them and the like empty space behind them.
he goes, yeah, cha. She nods. She goes, and the dark haired woman looks at her and goes, Aki, and she points uh, at you guys, and she gestures to come, and she turns on heel, and she starts to head off somewhere.
I'm gonna go follow.
Her compatriot, the blonde woman, like looks at her, kind of like why would you say that? Like you can see that on her face. Like what? Why would you say Aki? It's clear she didn't want to go that direction, but the dark haired woman has left, and she can't physically restrain her, so she turns after a couple of steps and goes that way. You didn't have time to explore because most of the houses in here look very like similar. Like this sort of traditional way of building a hut was established and then perfected, and nobody thought about it again. But there is a hut that stands out from these generally polished and symmetrical little family homes in the village, sat far away from the edge of the fishing prep area, and with an old pair of crooked trees in front of it. There's still they're still bushy with long, bright green needles, is a hut that seems to lean slightly like away from everything else. And the door has a green pennant, all tattered, hung down from the top of it, flapping gently in the breeze.
Abigail watches Kiara follow the dark-haired woman, and just under her breath goes, "So we're just following random people now? Is that what's going on here?"
I would
Uh,
respond, but I can't hear
Fabio looks at you and goes, "You got a better idea as to how to figure out what is going on here?"
Kaiser seemed like he had it figured out, but
Yeah, but then only Kaiser knows what's going on, and he can say it takes a lot of work to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I don't know what I'm doing.
you.
okay. Well, I just last time she wandered off on her own, we ended up in a fight, so I'm just
That's why we're
cautious.
following her. He basically he grabs Abigail's hand like he would grab his wife's, and he's like, come on this way.
Please don't touch me. And she'll follow after him.
Okay. Thought I had nice soft hands.
It's not you. I just don't like to be touched.
That's sad. Very sad.
Thank you, Fabio, for that lovely opinion I didn't ask for.
And help if it comes out. There is the woman bangs on the door a couple of times and goes, Aki, you already have it lying broken? Hey, Aki! And then the door flings open, and there is this old, shrunken man in the doorway with one eye pinched closed. And he looks at her with just so much disappointment in one expression, squinting with one eye at her. And even not understanding the language, you know he just looks at her and goes, what? She lets forth a whole bunch of, spews a whole bunch of things, and then he cranes his neck around and kind of pushes her off to the side, and he looks at the group of you who followed up. Chiara, Fabio, the suddenly very rough-looking Kaiser, and then the Flamen, everyone else. Everyone else kind of gathered around. And he kind of plays with a little knotted bit in his beard. And he looks at her and he makes a circle gesture. She goes and nods her head. Yeah. Cha, cha, cha. And he goes, And he has a little bag at his side that has a bunch of, you can see little twigs sticking out, maybe leaves or something else. As the door has been open for a little bit, there is like this heavy smell of incense that is kind of wafting out of here. Clearly, this man messes with a lot of weird herbs and plants, and then there's another smell, and you're like, I don't think that's a plant. I think that's some kind of smoked something or other. I don't know. And he fishes around in the bag, and he gets his hand inside a pocket, and he pulls out the stone that you see in the picture in the art. And it is a dark green stone when he pulls it out, but you can see many symbols that seem to be etched upon its surface. And he looks at the Flamen, and he looks at Louisa, and he looks at Kaiser, and he taps the stone, and he points up at the sun.
I have a question.
Yep.
Is what they're saying making any sense yet?
You have the Babel ability.
Too.
Yeah. So for you, you can see that she wants him to make it. She's trying to ask him about some kind of ritual or something so that everyone can talk together, a circle. to unify you or to something, but you don't understand the term she's using is a little weird. He when you sort of he kind of clocks that you recognize, and he goes, "Stone needs the light." And he gestures with the stone again.
Is there any intuition to this as far as like stone just needs to go outside and be in the light, or stone like needs an infusion?
Stone needs an infusion. He's asking for a resource. And he knows that none of the people here in the village have it. It's clear that he's looking at the foreigners. He does not expect the people to have it. Make me a couple of other people have come out of their houses, all looking kind of sleepy, but also looking very confused, like they don't know where to go. Everybody can make me a perception check.
Okay.
Beats a 4. Only beats a 2. Hey, beats a 5. Kaiser and Abigail, you notice that everyone in the village, save this weird old man, has a pendant around their neck that has a glass black teardrop on it.
Immediately, Kaiser offers up some of the light that he has access to.
All right. So it does not require a like you sort of had 3 doses of the light, right? You used 1 to eliminate the light at the top. By the way, that's an XP for Abigail and Kaiser for surviving that little ordeal and discovering how to burn the light away. Also, everyone gets an XP for getting to the point where Aki has come forth. He sees you open the thing, and he just touches the tip of this very worn stone. Like, you think about how pointed and jagged the shards that you have all seen have been, and this is years of handling and massaging and rubbing and use, to the point where, although it is oblong, it couldn't cut anything. As you donate basically a half dose of this light to his stone, it lights bright green from inside, and you can see that the runes go all the way through into its core, and it glows like one of the blades or shards has glowed. He smiles at you in gratitude, and he goes, "Wait, and it will be easier." And you watch as he leads you back into, because it's a cool day, the breeze is not very nice. He crosses quickly over and leads you back into the big common area where a bunch of families have all sat up. The whole thing is laid out, though that someone is just getting a fire started in the middle. The whole thing is laid out with beds and cots and tables, but mostly it looks like a place for specifically for sleeping, like a great communal sleeping area has been set up, and that people are just waking up from this sleep. There's an open spot on the floor, and he makes sure all of you are inside it. And then, in like a 20-foot circle, he starts to use the stone to literally scratch into the ground and starts to mutter an arcane language to himself. And you can make out a couple of words, Kaiser, that he is the word clarity, the word understanding, and the word truth come mixed in with these other strange incantations. And as he gets further and further around the circle, you can see the actual ground starts to glow green behind it as this enchantment that he does grows larger and stronger. And when he finally completes the circle in this, like, it's clear by the end of it that he really does not have the flexibility that one really needs to cast this spell anymore, but he's doing it anyway because it seems important. He very slowly straightens himself up to about 3/4 posture. And he goes, it's good. We have circle now, and we can all understand one another. Blessed be the light of Ruatil. But the first light is of, and he looks at you, Kaiser, and he goes, first light is of who?
Is the sun up?
Oh, yeah, sun is up.
He just points. The Desimata.
Decimata. A new name? I'm not surprised. The light of Esmeril was silvery. This is clearly gold. So something has changed. Much has changed. He looked at the two women who have come in the circle with him, and he goes, so, Mjol, Yari, did you enjoy your nap? Did what you expected of it? And Mjol goes, I demand to know why I have been awoken from this pleasantness. What is this disruption? What does it mean? Who are you people? Why?
That's a big question.
We're strangers from a very far away place. We don't have the means to leave. We don't know a lot about this place. We're looking for help, guidance.
And I was perfectly happy. And now I am not. All of us were perfectly happy with our arrangement. Aki goes, he didn't exactly get my vote counted the same way as everybody else. But okay, maybe you were happy. And Yari looks and goes, I was happy to a point, but then I discovered that there were some who I could not dream of in the dreams, in our slumber. And I started to wonder why that might be. Did you not have this problem, Mule? No. I dreamt of wandering through green fields in the spring with you and of making love. And Yari goes, it's very sweet. I don't think that's the whole answer.
What is this
And,
arrangement you're speaking of? We don't know anything about this.
oh, of course, you are from very far away then to not know of the power of Sonator proposal that we accepted.
Proposal from whom?
Sonator, the goddess of peace. Because our lands of the peoples of this world always chafe against one another. depending on which of the gods they follow. The old established order worshipped Esmeralda, the light of the day. It brought clear division of night and day, of regularity, of order and certainty. But the young and the energetic and the artistic and creative, they worship Ruatil, the moon, the green moon, the changing phases, and the potential available to any who would apply energies to their dreams. But neither of these things was the answer. And Aki has sort of crossed his arms. And he goes, tell them more. Tell them how you got to the secret answer. He goes, well, with Esmeralda came taxes, tithing, conscription, and then when taken to its ultimate, despotism. The government come take from you. But with Ruatil came rebellion, infighting, power struggles, constant challenges, chaos, foolish disregard for responsibilities like harvest, stocking wood for the winter. These things are easily ignored when you hold the green light close. You see, he has not uncrossed his arms, the man holding the one green glowing thing in this village. He goes, so each group blamed the other for the ills of the world, disunity and the conflict. Over time, only Sonatar had a clear answer. Peace, rest, quiet, dark night, free from death, anger, and pain. We are all tired of the death and the struggle, the hunger and the strife caused by war. Over time, more and more people pledged to the Black Tear. Slowly, the darkness grew. If you want to leave that for 10 minutes while you think about follow-up questions, I think this would be a great time for a break.
Man. Ugh.
Holy shoot.
This
Oh
just
my
got real
God.
heavy.
Yeah, I bet
Yeah.
Abigail is thinking that makes sense. No. Oh my God,
Good
Greg,
times.
you're so fucking good at this.
I gotta go get something to munch.
Yo.
Yo.
Pretty scary implications here.
Scared about? What's to be scared about? Everything's fine.
Said no one ever, or in earnest. I read the pitches for the new Numenera campaign. Sound pretty damn cool.
I mean, I don't like having 6 players, but
Yeah,
you're not just any player, man.
I appreciate that. I think the first one really I like that one the most. I like the second one just a smidge better than the third one, but I like them all. I like them all a lot. It's like trying to pick your favorite kid.
I know I've done well with pitches when people are like, "God damn, how do I pick one?"
Why the fuck do I have to pick?
Yep. How big is still 10.5 meg? God damn it! I wish there was like to do the animations. It's usually over 10 meg, and it's very annoying. Animation will even
I
download.
just wish I could get it to do proper elf ears.
Elf ears?
Yeah, they all look strangely violin-esque.
I always find it funny when people go, "Oh, I used to get the best generations, and now I have worse." It's like, no, you just got pickier and your expectations changed. Things it's been bad at, it's still bad at. I think some of the things it's gotten better at, but there is no like magic. Oh, it used to be fantastic, and now they nerfed it. I'm like, no, Midjourney's gotten better in like 1,000 different ways, but it still doesn't do certain things. It's not how it works.
These are the best two I got from a batch that I did. Those are the best elf ears I've ever seen Midjourney do.
You tried Niji, by the way? Sometimes
I
Niji's
have.
elf is a little better.
Yeah. I was getting faces I really liked, but everything else was just a little too
You can always try like painting out the side of the head and just saying small pointed ears and seeing what happens, or large pointed ears or whatever else. And sometimes it'll come up exactly the way it was before, but other times it'll actually give you at least a riff on what it was trying to do.
just can't keep the septum piercing. It just won't stay.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny how the second generation of something will wipe out a thing. Like I tried to make Aki have one eye, and in the animations he almost always opens the other eye. It's like he didn't even have an eye in the first. Like it was just this little slitted scar, and now he's like going, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
I'm half tempted to download a pencil for GIMP that does like smooth, kind of metallic things and just draw one in. I miss my tablet.
I never had the skill for freehand drawing. I was pretty good at Photoshop, like cuts and pastes and collaging and stuff like that. I got pretty good at that when I was doing photography. But this freehand stuff, I suck balls.
My anatomy is bad. My anatomy's always been bad because anytime, like even when I was doing the comic stuff, they were stylized proportions. So like my anatomy's never been good.
Here, I'm going to share screen with you,
Mhm.
just so. There's Ducky.
There's the eye opening. Oh,
yeah, but still,
that's cool as hell though.
Like that's his vibe totally.
Oh yeah.
I think this one, yeah, he opens it too early. Yeah, that's also his vibe. Tired old weirdo.
We do enjoy a tired old weirdo from time to time.
Those are the stills. Different ways he might have looked.
Oh, I like that one. That one's pretty cool.
This one?
Yeah.
It was just neither of his eyes looked like they were of any use whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, well, he kind of needs an eye.
At least one.
I've had enough blind prophets. I love your improvised effects of being between the dark and the light.
I guess when you have two forces that are on the same, that both exist on the
Axis.
coin of order, but with that river and chasm of chaos between them, you're gonna have a time.
I tell you my character for Joe's campaign that I sketched out.
I think there were
The old wizard
mentioned.
He's a wizard trainer. So he trains
Okay, yeah.
7th children. Yeah, okay, I did tell you about it.
Yeah.
Like, have I told Ben? Because this guy's I had art of him up. I just like the idea that he's like a bus tour senior, and he has a bag lunch all the time everywhere he
Hell
goes.
yeah.
Bag lunch and a couple of Werthers.
Known a few folks like that.
He just had a craving for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't think I've had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in like 10 years.
I bought.
Weird.
You guys don't have Aldi or Trader Joe's up there, do you? So, Blair and I went to Aldi the other day, and I'm like, I don't ever shop here. So this is all weird to me. But they have like their own brand of hazelnut spread, like Nutella.
Right, yeah.
And it's so much better than actual Nutella. I'm like, wow, this is cool. So I put it on a piece of sourdough because normally like I'll have like a breakfast of a piece of sourdough with peanut butter on it. Oh my god. It was pretty damn good. Yeah. Peanut butter and jelly. I can't remember the last time I had one either.
Momentarily. We have so we have the no name stuff, which everybody makes fun of, right? But the same chain of grocery stores has brought out what they call President's Choice way back in the 90s, and it's a thing that's continued ever since then. And it's how should I put it? They're not always trying to copy something. They're trying, like, it'll be like taste of Bangkok, and it will be like some Thai sauce that nobody else makes exactly the same sauce, but it's like, oh, this really good because someone went through all the trouble to pick a specific thing, and some of the stuff comes and goes, but they came out with President's Choice decadent chocolate chip cookies, and the rule was when they first brought them out is the first ingredient in our chocolate chip cookies is chocolate chips. They were cheaper than Chips Ahoy. They tasted better than Chips Ahoy, and they were made with real butter. And they absolutely wrecked everybody in the
Amazing.
They were so
the cookie aisle
good.
for years. And only in the last about year, with all the prices and everything else going all haywire, did they finally become more expensive than the other name brand cookies, and I don't buy them anymore. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying $5 a box when Chips Ahoy are $4.50. It's not that much better. But yeah, it was so funny because they were always cheaper and better. But there's a bunch of products where President's Choice did that. It's like, yeah,
like Kirkland brand stuff is always really
You're
good.
muted.
Oh. Kind of like Kirkland brand stuff is always really good.
Costco's brand.
Yeah.
Oh, those Jaffa cakes, the strawberry Jaffa cakes.
Oh my god, those sound so good.
They were so good. And Blair ate one, and she's like, "Oh no!" And she looks at the box, and it has sorbitol in it, and she can't eat any like of the tall sweeteners.
The synthetics.
Yeah, like xylitol is the big no-no.
Yeah.
With sorbitol,
Poisonous
of
to
course,
dogs.
she gets the mouth sores, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't know."
Just strawberry Jaffa cake.
I love Jaffa
Which
cakes.
I didn't know
They're
they
so good.
made. I thought it was just the orange marmalade.
I've only ever seen the orange marmalade ones, but a strawberry one sounds really good. I bet a raspberry one would be the best, though.
See, I got ruined on chocolate with raspberry because Grater's ice cream, which is like from Cincinnati near me, that was like the thing. Everything, every little restaurant had a dessert that involved that ice cream or that flavor profile, and I'm just like,
Just got
it was so
overdone.
good. Just can't do it anymore. Like I love the Ghirardelli chocolate squares with the raspberry. Yeah, so good. Can't do it anymore.
I have had 1 million of them. Yeah, I used to eat. Andy's made chocolate mint, like rectangular mints. My mother bought those, had those on all the time. And after eights were dark chocolate with mint.
Oh yeah.
And now, like maybe once a year, can I go? I think mint and chocolate together would be a good idea. Like I'm like, yeah, okay. I've had 6 after eights. I'm good. I'm good for a year.
I will be right back. I have to go and grab my phone and my water bottle, which I apparently left downstairs.
How did I know that would be the moment that Lauren returned? How did I know that? It's so perfect. Literally, Joe comes back. We talk for 2 minutes. And Joe's like, "Oh, I have forgotten this and that. I will go get it." And she stands up from her chair, takes her earplugs out, and your symbol starts to spin, and she turns away from the screen. Like, yeah, that's definitely a thing that's happening. Everything all right down there, Lauren?
Yeah.
You good? All right.
I was gonna say, where you live wasn't hit really hard, was it?
With what?
The flooding and the storms and stuff?
We had some flooding, but it wasn't bad.
Okay.
We have a really shitty drainage system in my city, so anytime it rains for any significant amount of time, there's whole roads that flood. But we're good. We're good. We had a couple of years ago, we had a really good rain for a couple of weeks, and we had a lake towards our downtown area, and it rose so high that it flooded over, and it like completely shut down businesses and streets in and around the area. So many people's houses were flooded because of it. So that happens like once every 50 years or so. So what if it doesn't get to that point, we're good.
If it's horrible instead of completely awful, then we're good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Also, Ben, I know you were like, let's do that reveal with Abigail and Kaiser.
What reveal are you talking about? Joe has no idea. I don't know if Greg has any idea.
I think I have some idea that you.
Oh, I thought you had some idea. Okay. Well, okay.
What reveal are you talking about?
Did I hijack it with too much plot? Is that what happened?
No. I've been
Okay.
trying to maneuver Abigail and Kaiser in a situation where something like that would happen for like 2 sessions. So.
Oh, real quick, I was just going to say, where I live is split by a river.
Oh.
So the people who live by the river flood like nuts.
Oh, I bet.
Anytime it rains. There are people who live below the river level.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Why can't my taxes go to help these people?
Yeah, honestly. Someone build a what is that hurricane?
Build
Is it
a wall.
hurricane barrier? I was
A
about to
levee.
say build a
Dam
wall, and
or
I was
dike?
like, nope, that sounded too Republican.
A levee. Build a
A
levee.
levee.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, because the levees don't go down that far, as like where the natural embankment goes in.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people are like, that's a great place to build a house with absolutely no
Oh, yeah.
protection at all.
Oh yeah. There's a small diamond and a
About
large
every
diamond,
20
too.
years, there's a spot in my hometown, my old hometown, where they're like, hey, we want to build a really nice condo in this park. And the city goes, it's a park because it's a floodplain. You do
Yeah.
know what a floodplain is, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, but if we rezoned it, we could have a thing and do a condo.
That's not
And the
how
the
it
city's like,
works.
Mother Nature gives 0 fucks about whether we rezoned it or not. You can't rezone a floodplain. It's just freaking hilarious.
Take the
So,
floodplain and push
there's-
it over there.
There's a housing development that happened while I was living abroad, and I came home and I'm like, are they building around the river? Mom's like, yep. I'm like, isn't that a floodplain? And Mom's like, yep. I'm like,
Wow.
what? Did they like the river flooded recently? Like what? And Mom's like, yeah, we'll see what happens the next time. Because I mean, this happens regularly. Like the mountains have a lot of snow one winter, and we get floods. And even if you don't, it's like there's a bunch of stagnant water there. That's going to be a lot of mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like a bad idea all around. Oh, yeah, it's been nothing but problems since they opened. Like cracked foundations and flooding, obviously. And I just look, I'm like, I feel like anybody who passed 6th grade geography should know that. I do not
It wasn't
understand.
a secret. It was absolutely not a secret that was a
There's
problem.
signs! There's signs talking about the nature of the floodplain. I don't get it.
Do they require people to have flood insurance?
I
Because
Yeah.
they should.
Probably.
Okay.
All right.
man.
You find yourselves back in a green glowing circle with 2 women who appear to be, in some sense, in charge of this little town, and a
What was the old man's name?
yes, Aki, aka.
Aki, thank you.
His last name is Norn, Norn, if you want to.
Norn.
Oh,
Norn.
Norm.
Aki
Sorry.
Norn. Yeah, you find yourself in a circle with these people as well as all of your compatriots. And sort of there is this kind of, you can tell there is a tension between the old shaman and the leaders of this village. But he appears to be in a good mood. Possibly because he's awake.
Kaiser raises his hand very, very like meekly. It's all like burned and blistered and still slightly glowing. He's just, I have a question.
Who are you addressing?
The
Everyone.
2 women having an ideological spat.
They both turn and look at you at the same time and go, yes?
Since since a lot of us seem to apparently know very little about this world, not that it is your responsibility to do so. I'm curious what became of Esmeril.
Esmeril was defeated. His
Like-
light,
Literally defeated.
I do not know how a one god wrests power from another, but the world fell into darkness as was promised. So we did not look at. We were not able to because we were slumbering. But the light of the sun was snuffed out.
And this Ruatil was left to ward over this realm?
He goes, with no light from the sun, there is no light from the moon. The first light always comes from the sun. So darkness reigned.
Kaiser visibly looks like upset about that and kind of confused.
Abigail will pipe up. We encountered a black mist that we assumed was the black tear. Is this not what it was? This mist. It encouraged us to do things we wouldn't normally do? Is this the darkness that you speak of, or is this part of the black tear? Am I using the correct terms?
The brown-haired woman goes, the black tear is the symbol of Sonator, who weeps for all of those who die in conflict and in strife, and wishes for them to have solace, peace, and calm. But I do not think that the piece of darkness that was promised was exactly delivered. I feel that those who were not faithful to the promise of the tear, or who opposed it, were disincluded from our dream. And for many times when I felt isolated and lonely, I did not think our goddess of peace would exclude these people. And it's kind of like a snort from Aki. And she goes, to know that what I was experiencing, although comforting in a way and far from conflict, was good. It's not really real. Now that I am awake again. And her wife looks at her and goes, you did not appreciate the gift of our slumber. Because no, I appreciated it, but I appreciated that it's not everything. Aki stands up and he looks at Kaiser. He goes, do you have questions for the mayor and her wife? Or may I?
May what?
Fine. His little one eye scrunches completely shut when he smiles. And he goes, may I remind them of responsibilities? Basically, he's saying, I'm going to tell them off in some way, but he wants to give you a chance to talk to them if there was something specific to them. Doesn't sound like he's going anywhere.
Right. So how? I mean, forgive me because there's a bit of esotery to all of this, but what was missing? If you, and he points to the one who was like, I wanted to sleep, fuckers.
Yep.
What was missing from her sleep that you had?
I don't know. I thinking maybe our faith, our interest maybe in certain other people in other places was different. It sounds like Yari's dreams were more wide-ranging than mine. I wanted something simple, and I had simple things that I wanted. And Yari kind of cocks her head and goes, and I wanted everyone to be happy, everyone to be included. And when I went digging, that turned out to not be the truth.
Religion is often disappointing.
Hmm. As I am waiting to discover. You get a tap on your shoulder from your husband, who is listening but is looking around instead. And he points, and where the fire has finally gotten started by a bunch of these people who are murmuring outside the circle, sort of talking to one another as they kind of stretch themselves and their limbs. There is what looks like a flag or a maybe a tapestry or something hanging that is now being lit up in the fire's glow, and you see a large black inky tear drawn over it. But he looks at you and he goes, "What is behind that? There's something they've drawn over top of it. What you think? Maybe?"
How did you come to this agreement? Was it unanimous?
Within the village, almost unanimous. She looks over at Aki. He goes, "Sometimes an old man is a little bit set in his ways."
What did you do before this agreement?
Some of us followed the sun, others followed the moon. When soldiers would come and demand that we offer fish to them or beer, it depended which army they were from. Sometimes we would cooperate when we had to, sometimes we would resist, and sometimes we would try and not take a side, but nothing worked until we took the oath of the tear. They were afraid of us, of the slumber.
What happened when they did they try to stop you?
But I think this smoke or this cloud or mist you were talking about, this is an agent of Sonator, of the god of peace. There are many ways that they repurposed those who had lost. Sometimes they form these rather persuasive entities. Sometimes they use the dead bodies of those who have fallen in battle and inject them with the energy of the darkness to do their bidding. They are a powerful god.
And what
It's
happens? Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
And what happens to those who would want to resist, who don't want to go into this rest? Because our experiences with this are less than positive. I kind of grab the healing wound on my side.
If some of the world wakes and some of the world sleeps, it is not at peace, is it? Those who follow the lights would come and slaughter us while we slumbered. That could not be allowed to happen.
Can they not
So it was
protect those
sleep
who
or
are
nothing?
slumbering?
Our choice was this.
Okay.
Aki looks and he goes, "I will try to help them understand." But what you all should do, I think, to be fair, now that you are awake, and I do not think Sonator is snuffing out the sun anytime soon, is you should go out into your village and you should check on uh, your boats and your drying racks and your firewood, and you should see what kind of shape it is in, because you have responsibilities again. I am sorry to say, after your nap. They kind of look at one another and they look around at the people, and there's a bunch of people kind of like waiting on them to tell them what they're supposed to do now. And they're like, yes, Aki, but you don't get to tell us how to run the village. He goes, no, but I get to tell you who run the village. They kind of, in a huff, they both turn and walk, and they clasp hands as they walk out of the circle. Aki calls out, he goes, stay here for a couple of minutes, find a comfy spot, and I can tell you more about the things I have seen in my little stone over the years that they would never care to look about. He disappears. You have a couple of minutes to sort of, within this circle, chat amongst yourselves.
She's gonna just scoot a little closer to her husband. They all chose to live in a dream? I can't imagine that. How horrible was the world that they thought that that was the best option?
Sounded pretty horrible.
It's not one we're gonna take. What are we gonna do? I mean, learn, obviously, right now, but, they seemed awfully comfortable with those shadows that have been messing with us. Kaiser, what's going on? What happened?
I made it go away. Made the light come.
How?
Uh, well, I kind of took the dark and put the light in its place.
That also leads me to the same question.
That's why the fog is gone.
No, that's excellent. How did you do that? You just lit a lamp? It feels like
Oh,
it'd be more than that.
well, so like there was the this lantern, and I opened the top, and in it was just this void. But it was like a peaceful and serene. It was kind of chill, as Nero would say. It was very laid back, comfort, but it was cold. And I'm like, I don't want to be cold. It's cold enough here. So I took it out. I put the light in. Turned the lights back on.
Gracia, like, leans close to him, like, stands very close, and she goes, I had told Kaiser, I have seen it. He has a gift. He has a destiny. It is the easiest thing for me to see. It is the brightest light. He, something flows through him that does not flow so easy through others.
and it feels good until it hurts. This hurts. Again, these people reminded by the work they have to do now that they're awake. I'm reminded that this isn't going to be easy.
Aki comes back, and he has in one hand a big something wrapped in paper in a big slab, and he has in the other hand a like a jug, and he sits down on there's a little table that someone has dragged over into the circle, and he puts both, and he unfolds the thing in the table that's in the paper, and it's a big slab of oily fish with jagged armored scales on one side, and he flips it around, and it's clearly you can smell the smokiness of the fish, and he pulls a piece off of it and he puts it in his mouth, and he goes, "Stein Smethy, I have been waiting a very long time to taste the real stuff." And he pops the jug, and you hear this loud, like thunk, like there was pressure behind it, and he pours out into little cups this clear liquid. And even getting anywhere near your nose, you can smell the alcohol coming off it, like it's raw
It is
hooch.
potent.
Yeah, and he has a little tiny sip, like old men do, and he puts it down, and he goes, "I bring the good stuff for you because we are going to talk some more, and you should have the good. Stein Smethy is good for you."
We appreciate your hospitality.
It's tough to pay you back for the light.
Mhm.
I know it cost you.
Kind of side eye Kaiser.
Oh, that's a big lot of fish. That's a big lot of fish.
Hey, hey.
I will reach for some.
Oh yeah, let's see.
It is oily and smoky and salty and succulent. Like, this is not new because it's not supposed to be new.
Yes.
It's had just the right amount of time after being in the smokehouse to sit and dry out just on the edges. But in the middle, this was a prime piece of fish. Whoever gave this to him liked him a lot. They were like, "I'm gonna give you the good slab of smoked tuna."
They got the belly of the tuna.
Yeah. He goes, "Ah, I first seem you seem like honest people, which Aki likes honest people. And the reason I know this is because inside the circle, everyone has to be honest. It's otherwise the words don't come out in the way you understand. So it is both. It is a circle of understanding. So to understand is to hear the truth, right? So none of you have said garbled things to us. So I know you must indeed be from very far away, and that the sun is now called Decimata, which is eh, definitely a thing I will not be forgetting anytime soon. Look, I am obviously not like a villager who does the fishing, but when someone comes with a big cut on their hand, they come to Aki and they ask, "How do I fix this before I get the rot in the skin?" And I have herbs, I have poultice, and if it's really bad, I have my stone.
What's the stone?
It is a focus for Ruatil's light. But of course, Ruatil's light is just the sun's light, if you think about it, right? If you cannot reflect the light off of the moon, there is nothing at all.
Is Tommy with us?
Yeah, he's in the circle.
Can you pull out that rock?
Pulls out the band sort of fish scale.
Do you know anything about this?
May I hold it? Okay. He holds it and he closes. He sets down his stone and he just holds this thing for a minute. And you can see that whatever you felt from it is passing through him. And he goes, "This is around here is a rare thing. I'm not sure where. There is sun above. There is the moon reflected from the side. Opposite the sun is the darkness of Sonator, of peace. I am also told, and I am not a traveler, I am told that there is something below, and that this thing below, um, let me see how I describe it. There is prophecy that um, there would come at some point a new child to light the sun again after the time of darkness, but that during the darkness there is a word. They speak of the warm embrace of another below, who even in the darkness complete would nurture one whose blade can cut darkness and light. Another kind of, maybe not God, but a creature with the power of a God, who does not need the light of the sun. This little artifact holds heat without the light. It does not need to be fed like my stone or your, what is that? Honey?
To make sense of it, it's okay. He takes a big bite of fish and then gulps. It's just a good ah. That's like
Cold, then it's
brushing your
hot.
teeth.
Then the warmth spreads.
Okay, so we're coming from a place far away on the ships, and um, that at it might sound crazy. At one point, Desimata was a person, like an exalted person, and she took some kindness toward us and said, "Follow me to this new home, where you may begin again." So we did, and well, here is where we found, but it was like asleep. It was cold and lifeless, and as Desimata ascended to become what would be the sun, she reached down her arm and touched this planet, now known as Ruatil, severed her arm and caused us to crash.
Mathilde, whom I gain a great deal of knowledge from, is not known for his kindness, but also he could not allow the sun to be the only answer. He could not allow the sun to be the only answer for you. So he would have given you uh, in his way both a trial and a gift to see what you do with it. And the trial is to sever the arm of your goddess, who I am sure this upset you. But with it came a gift, yes? Yeah, I think so.
Yes, this is and you could say it is her body or blood, but it's the light. And for us, for a good bit, the light has been life.
What are you going to do with your light? This world is trying to wake up, and Sonator is in every shadowy corner, not every place. Made this agreement. Most did, I will be honest with you, but those who resisted, they lost. They lost the war, and then the remnants were Sonators to use to continue to bring this slumber to the world. There were some. These are things I know from Ruatil's vision, and he sort of looks into the crystal like he can see far through it. He goes, some of those who refused to sleep, their resistance was partial, and they were forced to feed on the blood of the living to maintain their defiance. Hard bargain. But of
Uh,
course,
yeah, I think we
yeah.
look horrified.
Yeah, that's a bit scary. So like, okay, did some of them get turned into a big looking scary like like a bat dragon?
Oh, you have seen the wingtail.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yes. What
Ah,
is it?
it is a creature that is a great hunter. Is to be feared, as you all seem to fear it, which is good. It has a wide hunting range. There's actually a mated pair in the hills yonder. They have a large territory, um, but they are most bold on clear days or nights when the moon is bright. They are uh, heightened by Ruatil's power from the moon. They are creatures tied to this magic, just as some other things are tied to the magic of the sun. I would be cautious around them. They will likely easily take someone, a person, and carry them off.
Any advice on how to avoid that?
Well, if they get one, then you run before they come back for a second one.
I just squeeze Fabio's hand so hard.
Honey,
Any
that
other
hurts a little
advice?
bit. Yes, don't travel on a clear night when the moon is full. Sorry, this is not great advice. If you are somewhere to go, you have somewhere to go.
Okay. So, feeding on the blood of the living, how do they acquire their sustenance? What I think you understand why that's horrifying to us.
Yes, I am not one who would follow this path myself. This is why I end up accepting this slumber, because I did not see an old, tired fellow like me having a lot of success after losing several arguments with the nice folk in the village about what our fate would be. I learned that there are champions of both Ruatil and um, as Esmeril. But as time went on, these champions would be cloaked in a blanket of darkness. But things got quite extreme. To be a champion of Esmeril would be to be so filled with brilliant light that you could hardly be recognized as a person anymore. You would be blazing glory itself, which is attractive to one with deep faith, but does cross a little bit of a line, perhaps, in your, what is the word? Zealotry. You have come to a world that forgot how to compromise.
Well, if there's anything that we are good at, it's compromising. Because, hey, um, we're here and we want it to be, but it's not in the way that we want it to be. So we're just kind of dealing with it. That's compromise.
I have a question for you. Why was it so many of you? I mean, he looks around and goes, I assume there are more, but this is a few already who look very different, who come so far. Why would you choose to leave your world? Was it at war as well?
We didn't choose.
No? I understood those words, so this must be a big truth. Would you like more fish? More alcohol?
Abigail will take a little bit of both.
Good. It's good. And
Good fish.
yeah, when you have the on your tongue, it cleans off the oil, and then you start again. It's fresh between
Yes.
back and forth.
A
This
wonderful
man
palate
consumes
cleanser.
fish.
Kiara's gonna take a shot, just like the striking of we didn't choose. Like, yep, sure as fuck didn't.
Yeah.
And who chose for you?
I have opinions on the people who chose for us, but in no certain terms, it was our governing body who the choice for us was either exile or execution. Desamata, was it Desamata who convinced everyone? Yeah, Desamata
Louisa
is
goes, offered her precious a mercy.
to us and convinced our council to send us here instead, so we may face punishment or learn.
Telling me that you are the very best of the worst?
Yes, it's about right.
Consider worshipping Rutil, woman who tells harsh truth. I did not get your name.
Abigail.
Abigail. He likes you, Abigail. He taps you on the shoulder.
Abigail nods. Cyril, did I say that right? Cyril?
The moon?
The moon.
Which
Sonator
Ruitil.
the
or
moon?
Ruitil?
Ruitil. Ruuatil. Yeah.
Ruitil. Ruitil certainly makes a lot of sense. But I have come to... I learned a long time ago to be suspicious of things that make a lot of sense. That make too much sense.
Don't follow you super far down the path. But you follow things that don't make any sense.
It's easy to follow things that make sense, right? Because they make sense. But if something starts to make too much sense, you can become blinded by the thing in front of you that makes sense.
And then you go to sleep for 1,000 years.
I'd like to imagine everybody starts laughing like, ha ha, ha ha,
ha ha. So, yes, Ruatil and his peace. The peace that is offered with Ruatil makes sense.
Isn't Sonatar the one that's offering peace?
Sonatar is the one that offers.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, there's just a lot. Okay.
So Sonatar, goddess of
Only 3.
peace.
Well, they all kind of sound the same. Okay, say them to me again, sorry.
Ruatil's the moon, Sonatar is darkness.
Okay.
And Esmeril is the light.
Okay. I just think that there are other options in the world that we should consider. Especially this one.
But we must, of course, light a beacon. Otherwise, everything else is not going to matter. Right? And she looks at Aki and he goes, I am reasonably would be convinced that even here or there, no action on the part of anyone like the best of the worst here, that the darkness would crowd back in. Even with the sun above, it needs agents of light to bring the balance back. Because there are agents of the dark everywhere.
Yeah, we've run into a couple things.
Try to enforce something of a more permanent rest, so to speak.
Yeah, the choky spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, there's sleep, and then there is death, which is also very quiet and peaceful from a certain perspective. Not mine. Want to be clear.
So we're here to light that beacon, and any assistance you can offer in that would be appreciated. We have lots of people with us. We have children, we have old people, we have injured. They're not able to do this. That's why we're ahead.
Everything gets easier if there is a bastion of light here. Everything stabilizes. This makes sense. Just as the temples and the fortresses were shut down by the darkness to wake them from the light. You notice, and he looks around, he goes, despite being persuaded to a rather extreme situation, that as soon as the opportunity to wake back up and try and remember what work is like comes, people return. People don't think too much. It's not the way of people. People follow a lot. They don't leave. But the people are going to go around this village and they're going to find that some of the old people like me passed away in their sleep, like happens. And they're also going to find that there are no children who were born. And then as we go down the road, I think we are going to find horrible things have happened in the cities that did not pledge to the Black Tier. So this is a world that is waking up. Aki does not know how broken it is. And here is the other thing that I don't understand completely, that you might need to understand to make this work. this other force that under the ground somewhere within the world, it has not been sleeping for the last 1,000 years. It has been doing something. It is nature to not need the light. And I will have to spend some time praying to Ruatil to reveal to me what that might be. The gods never want to stop. They do not think about day to day or year to year. Never want to stop the things that they are doing. It is a strange situation that one of them was extinguished. But you see, even now, that did not end everything.
Well, after you sleep, you're supposed to wake up.
This is the
You can't just sleep
prophecy.
forever.
This is the prophecy. Prophecy
Oh.
also includes a blade that can cut darkness and light.
What does it say about it?
Just promises whatever was cradling the remnants of those who did not sleep and were not destroyed, that they would be gifted this blade for their dedication over the interim. What they do with it, I don't know. I'm an old man. I play with a green rock. I eat fish. We're looking for places to put your light, yes?
Indeed.
There are two I can think of. One from here is across the lake. It is a fortress. Uh, the wolves, they manned it, and it held for a long time against Rutil's forces. It is high on the hill, but it will have been in some way compromised, of course, by Sonator. Anywhere you go will. And
Is it
then,
Fort
yes,
Grey Rock?
yes. How did you know that name?
Do you know someone named Valitus?
Yeah, I do. Valatis was the last outsider to pass through the village before.
Pulls out the note that we found in the hut. This mentions
uh,
you. And here.
It does indeed. Valatis, he had faith in the sun. I feel it perhaps was misplaced.
Hmm.
If the lake froze, he probably made it most of the way or all the way to Fort Grey Rock. But if he found that it thawed, on this side of the lake, it is a much more treacherous climb. But there is a temple as well, high in the mountain. And he points out and he goes, which he was also aware of. We could maybe, if the lake is not frozen, I could probably talk them into offering you up a boat, but your crossing would be north of here, a couple of days.
It would be difficult. But, I mean, with the options that we have available, I feel like you're the one who would know best what we're gonna run into.
I don't know what your skills are. If you are to approach Grey Rock, there will be some point where they think you are attacking them, even if they are um, not the forces of the God of Peace. There will be you are going to a military outpost and you are showing up and trying to break in. But if you approach the temple, again, the actual getting to the temple, it is a place of long, hard pilgrimage. It maybe if you are skilled at traversing this kind of terrain, perhaps it is better. Perhaps there is another way to these places I do not know about. I am not a traveler. That is the one thing old Aki is not. This circle that I made, that's a lot of traveling for Aki.
Do you have a map or know where we could find one?
To be honest with you, we talk in terms of days travel and directions, but we do not need maps here. It's mostly the men and women who fish know where to fish, and
That's all right.
do not navigate far.
She's gonna look at the others. I'm decent at stubbornly going through any sort of terrain, but what are your thoughts?
We don't exactly have a lot of other options.
Or either we go the treacherous way or we take a boat. I don't know. I'm in robes. It's uh, you say the people who may be at Fort Grey Rock. Is there like a universal symbol of we
Yes.
mean no harm?
Yeah. He kind of smiles. He goes, I'm sure if you showed that you had no weapons, if you survived the initial volley of whatever they tried to throw at you, maybe you could convince them. But this is a world that was racked by deception and death and war for many, many years. When these people who were talking to you about armies coming and demanding things, they are not exaggerating. Whether they come with a green triangle or with a sunburst, they want something, either because they believe the rules entitle them to it or because they will take it by force. You are not, he sort of looks at you, not almost, you could see like, is it pity or is it something else? And he's like, you are not used to this kind of thing. I can see that.
No. So I think our best bet is not the boat. Abigail?
I. Did you say a boat?
I
Yeah, if
said
the
not the
lake is
boat.
frozen, we have to take a boat.
Okay.
There isn't.
I just wanted to, above table. I didn't know if it was boat or vote. I didn't. I was like, are we taking a vote? Yeah.
Boat with a B.
So, Abigail goes, I don't know the first thing about driving a boat. I'm sure Scalwag has an idea. But if we. It seems like the land is probably the best option if we want to be able to traverse with a group of people.
I don't think we take everybody with us,
Yeah, he
obviously.
kind of looks at Fabio. You know, he's one of my favorite, not actually related to my cousins, but his hands are so soft.
Are you, no, I was holding a dagger and I killed one of those. I don't know if you could kill like a shadow, but I ripped it apart with this blade. It was very satisfying. And I did a good job, didn't I, Kiara?
Yes, my love. Amore, you did a
See?
wonderful job.
He also goes, Aki, what is this thing here they have drawn the big uh, teardrop on? Like, I know we like the teardrop, but did we have to cover up the flag? And he goes, oh, that thing. He goes, I, of course, there was a time when there were some who, of course, tried to convince one another that each god had a time and place, that there was a balanced relationship. No one told the gods this, but there was this general belief. It used to symbolize that, but then look who became more important.
Wow.
Black dripping ink. Fabio goes, could we have that? Like, I don't think anyone's going to miss it at this point. Sure. Fabio gets up and he starts like unpinning it and starts to take it down and fold it up.
I'm gonna kind of lean. What do you have in mind, Amore?
Was don't know. Sometimes when the flag. I'm looking for secrets, but don't tell anyone because then they will also think that there is a secret and we will not get it first.
I lean in. I give him a kiss. Your secret is always safe with me, Amore.
Good. Good. Yes. Aki looks at all of you and he goes, you all look fairly tired, and it looks like you are trying to decide on the next leg of your journey. So I'll tell you this. There are plenty of beds here that are not going to get used all the time. I will tell the mayor that you are staying the night because you have done us a service, whether she thinks so or not. And then, maybe you need to decide to go back to your the rest of your settlers and tell them you have found us, but we cannot take a whole village worth of people here. We can help perhaps a few, teach some how to fish or something. I'm not actually a fisherman, I don't know how it works. Or you can continue on to try and light your beacon as quick as possible, which will obviously, like we all agree, solve a bunch more problems. But you can decide overnight.
Thank you for your hospitality. I think I want to press on. And I suspect my companions will be of the same mind.
You can. And he kind of stands up and he takes what's left of his slab of fish. He offers it last one time to everybody else.
Definitely take a piece.
Abigail takes a piece.
Yeah. He smiles. He chuckles to himself and he folds it back up. He leaves the jug of screech or whatever the stuff is, and he dodders off, kind of dragging his feet out. You see the changing light of the stone as he has. That's what he's holding in his other hand, other than the fish. And he kind of smiles to himself and squints at it. That he has his favorite conduit to his god back in his hands because of you guys. And I think it's a good spot to leave it for tonight.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
You want to check your volume, Joe, to see if you've gotten turned down at some point?
That's it. Really? Aw.
I only realized
a
it
bit.
during the last part. I'm like, is she really low? Is she just farther away from her mic?
Okay, so we've got a lot of lore in that session, and I just need to confirm a few things. So the black tier is Sonatar.
Yes.
Okay, and Aki follows Ruatil.
Yes.
And then everyone who was fighting, followed Esmeril? Or was it both Ruatil followers and Esmeril followers that were fighting?
Yep.
Okay.
And then Sonator's followers fought both Ruatil and Esmeril. So all of them were in opposition. And Ruatil and Esmeril those factions never agreed to fight Sonator together. Because they both believed One of them believes in that through order you overcome the darkness, and the other one believes through basically, raw power and impetus, and the cream rises to the top, you overcome the darkness. So they're fairly incompatible philosophies.
Okay.
Or at least they got to the point where they were incompatible.
Yeah. And so kind of the idea was eventually, was it Sonator that brought about the darkness, or was the darkness something completely different? Okay.
No, Sonator is... So peace
Sonator was
and darkness...
I have an idea.
Yeah, Sonator, peace and darkness are equivalent, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those, it's a perversion of the idea of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But also, the description of what you had to do to be a soldier of the light by the end is also a perversion of the idea of the light, right?
Light, yeah.
It's like a nuclear bomb. It brings peace.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda.
There's no one there to fight. Then yeah, it certainly does. And then there's just this weird entity underground that nobody really knows about. That's just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And hasn't slept for the past millennia.
Yeah, so what has it been doing? I like the fact that the entire planet isn't on fire. I think it's kind of it's definitely been very careful at what it's been doing. But also I feel like it's realized it probably has more freedom than it's had in a while. If everyone's just asleep.
So I will tell you, it's based on the idea of that any myth really only need one good story to create a mythology. And I thought up this one, but the story has 4 characters or factions. I want to get them all right. It has power, it has authority, it has treachery, and it has comfort, but that's not the exact word. Or the sense of I can't remember.
Is this that thing you shared that with me?
Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know if it's spoilery, but because I've dumped all the lore, it's basically right there. Esmeril, the moon, is power. The sun is authority.
Mm-hmm.
The darkness is treachery. And you have not met protection or comfort. The thing that when all else was lost,
it
remained.
Cradled something and held it dear.
What did it cradle? Oh my god, is it a mom? Is it gonna give birth? Is a mountain gonna erupt? Who knows? We light the beacon and just the mountain blows up.
I also found out there's vampires around here. That's cool.
That is very neat.
Yep.
I want to play a vampire. I do.
They've lost their way a little bit.
Yeah, just maybe a bit. Just a little bit.
I'd love to play a vampire hunter who captured you. That'd be fun.
That would be cool. That would be neat.
It was really cool that it came to the point of it was one of the things that I definitely had not played was him going, "Oh, so you're the best of the worst."
Yeah.
This is why you're here.
Yeah, I liked that line. I do like Aki. He's fun. He's just an old man who knows things.
Yeah, that's his job. He knows shit. I really love the idea of someone who was so respected that even though he would not bend, that they didn't throw him out of the village or anything, because it's you can't toss Aki out on his ass.
We can't do that to Aki.
That would be wrong.
Yeah.
On so many levels.
Well, he'd be mad at us, and you don't want him mad at you. Clearly. Yeah. So in a short campaign, it's fun to do all the lore dump in one one episode,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
Hopefully, Nat pays attention.
Yeah, Nat definitely. I would recommend her watching the whole episode before she gets the next one.
Might be a good idea. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Sorry, I have a parsley plant, and he's looking a little wilty, so I gotta water him.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Give him some love.
Actually.
That's not Windex.
Can you imagine? Oops. His name's Peter the parsley plant.
Oh, that's
Peter Parsley.
adorable.
Yeah. Peter the parsley. And I have a basil plant named Bonnie and a sage plant named Sadie, I believe is what I named her.
I have a palm tree growing in my front yard, and his name is Pedro.
Pedro?
Pedro the palm tree.
Pedro the palm tree. I had a peperomia plant that I called Pepperoni, and then she died, actually.
Oh.
Which I'm very sad about, actually.
I have a bunch of roses that I need to plant this week. My irrigation system is all installed. Yay! So my plants won't die of thirst.
Yay! You've been working on that for over a year, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I finally got a professional to come in and just fucking do it. This is a good game.
Yeah, it was
We're having
enjoyable.
fun.
I do like how Aki described Abigail as the one who says harsh truths.
Yes.
That was fun. That was a fun description.
I like this prophecy about a blade cutting through the darkness and the light.
I was, not gonna lie, I'm very interested in that. I'm like, Abigail is kind of interested in that because it's a weapon. And she's always interested in weapons.
I mean, she's got 2 swords on her back.
Yep. And several daggers hidden on her body.
There is the question of this world was wrecked by conflict
Yeah.
so badly that people chose basically nothing over the conflict. And it's like, oh, are you just lighting it up again? Right? Are you
That
what are
was a
people
cool
going to think of
moment,
that?
considering it's like, how bad was it that this is the option they chose?
Mm-hmm.
And Abigail sounds pretty bad.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty bad.
Oh my god.
I set him up, I knock him down.
You do good work. You do good work, sir. And Kaiser, oh my god, Kaiser lighting that lamp and getting barbecued for it.
That was awesome.
I love the way Ben described that.
Yep. I told him that on the break. I was like, it's amazing.
The way you describe the swarm as well, Greg, it's like it feels like trying to fight a swarm of insects. They're like, okay, yeah, you can swat one, but there's a bunch of them that are just gonna come around you like liquid.
Yep, they're just gonna keep coming.
And then it's like you could go try to talk to them, the ones that survived the initial volley. It's like, yeah, okay, terrain it is. Let's not go do that.
I mean, I'm not meaning to I'm not trying to make one sound worse than the other. I just want to make them sound different from one another, right? Like they're both.
But I mean,
dangerous.
this is also that's what Kiara would prefer. I mean, Beatrice might have a different opinion.
No, it's fair. It's just like I wasn't like here. Well, you can go through the cakewalk, or you can go through the one that will kill you. That's not a very good adventure setup.
Her husband killed a shadow. That was cool.
And I do like how he bragged about it, like, at the end. I was like, oh my god, you go, Fabio. You do deserve that brag. You killed a shadow.
I feel like he's gonna go ask Aki how he made the fish.
So he can make it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be disappointed if I know Aki did not make the fish. He was gifted the fish.
He figures. I figure. Couldn't be that difficult to find something equivalent. Not the fish itself, but like the general. Like this is how we usually make the fish, but you need good ingredients.
I love smoked salmon. I really do. So it was easy to make that the delicacy.
I gotta send you some of the stuff from here. It's really good.
My dad, when I went over to my dad's all the time, he had a smoker and he'd do a couple pounds. So good.
I can't remember. Did you like the maple stuff that I brought you last time?
It's pretty good. I don't know if I actually finished it though. I don't know if I forgot about it.
It's dried. It lasts for a while.
All right.
Yeah, well,
I hate
not
to
as long
bounce
after you
out,
open it.
but
Peyton?
I feel myself crashing. So
See you on Sunday.
see you
Yeah.
on Sunday.
For an
your
incredible
12-year-old.
narrative. Yeah, an incredible bit of narrative whiplash on Sunday from Dave.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bye.
Thanks,
Okay.
Lauren. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for running. It was a
Ooh.
good session.
Name of the
Pleasure.
session.
Oh, Village Trek.
Village Trek. I'm gonna stop recording and start putting that up.